but they enter into my heart. Some people have to work very hard to enter into my heart. Correct? That is for a man who doesn't think too much. For a man who thinks, he knows why this person is entering my heart, why this one is not entering my heart, why this one is trying so hard, he will fail. Why this one is trying so hard, he's going to pass. It is not something that is going to be ghaib anymore, a mystery anymore to him. Person comes in, and you see from his face, there's so much light in his face. Immediately he enters into your heart. Correct? Then you know that. You know the cause also. It is not unknown, it is known. Now all you need to know more, if you need to know more, is just some unveiling that needs to happen. Oh, it's Ahlul Bayt. Oh, because this one is always smiling and he is very sincere and he's not upset with people all the time. Oh, later you know, but when you are under the training of the Shaykh, our Shaykh for some time, then certain things you catch. Now it is up to you. How are you going to understand that? The way that you understand also, how are you going to move with that understanding to serve Allah? Not just to understand just like that. So you're asking me the question, what we have to do now to enter into the heart of the awliya, because Shaykh Effendi is saying what? To enter into their heart, to find a space in divine presence. Correct? Why to enter into their heart is a space in divine presence? Because the heart is the throne of Allah. It is the heart is the throne of Allah. The heart, we are aiming that to get rid of the ilahs, to have Allah there. And if you have it there, then even the angels will come down from their paradises. They will come down from the paradises. They will make tawaf around you. They will make sajda to that, what? To that direction. Not to say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you understand, His essence and everything is in our heart, but because you're remembering Him, the angels are going down. This is Hadith Qudsi. Angels want to see. Forget about circling around and making sajda. Angels wanted to see Allah. And Allah said, you cannot see me. But go down into the world, look into the heart of the believer, you will see me there. Because we are not Wahhabis to say that, oh, okay, Allah saying He sits on His throne, meaning He's sitting like we're sitting in the chair. Allah coming down to the last third of the night from the last station of the paradise, He's coming there with everything. No. Now we have to understand what we said about earlier. You cannot put it like this. You cannot be a square head, because a square doesn't exist in nature. There's no straight line in nature. In nature, everything is circling. From the smallest atoms to the hugest galaxies, they're circling. And they're not just circling in one dimension also. They're circling, they go up, they go down, they go... So many different ways they're circling, but they are circling. So, which means what? Now you cannot understand those words, and you say, because I understand these words like this, this is the only meaning of that. You cannot. Because number one, Allah is saying, there is a knower above every knower. Number two, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying now, say, Allah is one. Say, He is the one that everyone is running to. He is Samad. He is not begetting and He is not begotten. He doesn't give the birth and nobody gives birth to Him. وَلَمْ يَكُلْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. What? And nothing that has His likeness. Nothing can be compared to Him. Allah is describing Himself, and Allah is also saying, now I'm describing myself in your earthly language. But even that description now, don't think that it is describing me, because there's nothing. It's not even our words that we're describing Allah, you understand? Now, you understand, in those words, it's saying nothing. Nothing that you're thinking or you're imagining or you're putting the meaning there You can even come to close to comparing what is the reality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, now you're saying the question again. How I enter? How I enter into the heart of the friend of Allah? How do I enter into his heart? Is it, do I have to do things or I don't have to do things? Because some people, they enter to my heart without doing anything. Some people, they have to do so much. I ask you first, why you want to enter into the heart of an awliya? Why you want to enter? Or why, forget about the heart of a friend of Allah, why do you want to enter into their association? Understand? Or why you want to become a murid? Or why you want to join a tariqat? People have so many different questions. People have so many different answers to those questions too. Because not everyone can give a question, can give an answer to the question with ikhlas. Some, they enter into association because if they don't, then I'm going to wash them up. Some, they enter into the association because they say, I need prayers, although I don't really like it, but this is the only one I have in front of me. And sometimes it seems as if it's working, so I have to. So some, they're bored, some it's an adventure, some they really want to. So there are so many different reasons, but ikhlas now, sincerity, that we were just talking the surah of sincerity, that Allah is describing himself. Yeah? That is 1/3 of the Quran in that surah of sincerity. Now, to have that sincerity is only very few. That's one of the characteristics of a saint. Correct? Sincerity. One of the characteristics of what? Well, we talked about, I don't like to use all these big words, or people are talking about all the different categories of saints. There's the Abdal and Mujtaba, and Aqtar. But let's just say those saints that Allah loves very much, and He's always saying, these ones, I will always have them on the face of this earth. Because of them, the rain falls. Okay? I would have punished the nation, but because they are there, then my anger is diverted because of them. How did they enter into divine court? How did they enter into the court of the divinity? How did they enter and become a friend of Allah? How? Through too much worship? Allah is saying in that hadith, Holy Prophet ﷺ saying, it's not through too much worship because they worship or they fasted a lot, but because they have all these different characteristics. The most important thing is ikhlas. They are sincere. They are sincere. They don't judge other people. They don't look at themselves higher than anyone else. We are caring. You understand? Now all these different characteristics now, it just doesn't only belong to Muslims. Correct? This is human characteristic. Which means that anyone who is human now can become a nominee, a candidate to become a friend of Allah. Because maybe with fasting and worship, we cannot do it. So many of us, we cannot do it. But now to be sincere, it is not because we cannot do it, it's because we don't want to do it. If it is to care for other people, it's not because we cannot do it, we don't want to do it. If it is to become someone who is not going to look at himself higher than anyone else, it's not because we cannot do it, we don't want to do it. How did they enter into Allah's divine presence? By those qualities. How you enter into your sheikh's hearts, is there any difference now? Now, according to your language, the whole meaning is that according to your language you're going to understand, but whatever your language is, it is not describing the whole meaning. And even that whole meaning is changing, it's getting bigger. Now, you have to take that and you have to say, how now I'm going to enter into the heart of my Shaykh? I have to be sincere. Now, that is just beginning. You understanding that there is a beginning. Now, that understanding, you have to put it in your life. You have to be tested. You have to be knocked wall to wall. People say, okay, I'm sincere. You're sincere because you're not tested. You're sincere because you haven't gone through anything. You're sincere because there's no difficulty. Because you think any difficulty, it must be bad. What if you go through difficulty and it is good? Sahaba Kiram went through so much difficulty. By the judgment of the world, you can say they live a very, astaghfirullah, a very bad life. Like so much, say, cursing, astaghfirullah. You may say, because father died, children died of starvation, they are ripped to pieces, they are, understand? Because they were cursed by who? Not by Allah, they were cursed by the mushriks. The shaitans were all ganging up to destroy them. But they are the most blessed ones after the prophets. And that, their sincerity is tested. Your sincerity is not tested when you have everything. Your sincerity is tested when things are taken away from you. Your love is not going to be tested because you love that one. Your love is going to be tested when that love is taken away from it. You understand? Because who puts that love in you anyway to love them? They put it. So now when they remove that love, do you still force yourself now, your ego, your shaitan, to say that, no, I don't even trust my love. I trust him. He's showing me so much pain, but I trust him. So, that's how it is. Then you go down to your level. What is it? Your job. What is your job? Your job now. Through your job, through your work, through your service now, these things it can work. Through your service, you're going to show your sincerity. Through your service now, you're going to show how much you're going to fight against your ego. Through your service now, you're going to try to enter into that one's heart. It's not through nice words, bribery, this or that. They can see beyond all of that already. So many times they say we don't want anything like that because it's so easy. Because what's going to happen in this world is not slowly turning to paradise. This world is turning very quickly into a hell, which means there's going to be difficult days ahead. Very difficult days ahead. Every day is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for us too. This is how you're going to test your sincerity, not when things are easy, when things are difficult. Are you still going to hold on? You understand? So, may Allah make us to be strong, strong-willed, to be sincere, to hold on to that. We are weak. We are very dirty. We are very rebellious and disobedient ones, but we're asking Allah to forgive us and to make us to become better ones, to serve those ones that He loves, inshallah. Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.